Hey guys, welcome back. And I just kind of want to briefly touch on this whole, maybe I shouldn't say touch on this. Let's discuss this recent situation with Nickmercs and Call of Duty and TimTheTatman and all this good stuff. So, God, it feels like a couple days ago this all broke. Nickmercs had a very tame opinion. If you don't know who he is a esports kind of guy, streamer, big, YouTube and Twitch streamer. Big Call of Duty guy, and he was tweeting about this fight between parents and trans activists outside of the school, and his tweet was maybe we should leave the children out of it, to which he got canceled essentially by Activision, Call of Duty, where they removed his operator skin from the store. Now, I'm going to say it right now, I despise microtransactions in games. I hate them. I very, very, very seldom have ever participated in that. So for me personally, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like a net positive if we just remove all microtransactions if possible, but that's beside the point. He was essentially canceled because of his very tame opinion. Then of course TimTheTatman, who is a longtime friend of his, it was basically like he and Nickmercs had their operator skins released into the game at the same time, and so it was kind of like a yin and yang kind of thing. They were a match set, and so a lot of people were calling on him to kind of stick up for Nickmercs, and sure enough, he actually tweeted out, Nickmercs has been my friend for years. We went in getting our Call of Duty operators together. It feels wrong for me to have mine and him no longer have his. In support of my friend, please remove the TimTheTatman bundle, which of course they did. And so now you have articles like this, which basically, they try to ride the fence. They don't want to piss anybody off too strongly on either side and get canceled themselves. But basically saying how, this tweet was originally problematic and it had problematic language about the LGBTQIA plus, alphabet brigade. But essentially, it was a very tame opinion that Nickmercs had. It was, hey, I'm a dad, leave the kids out of it. Why don't we let the parents teach them about this kind of stuff? But again, you can't even have a moderately tame opinion these days without getting canceled. So you have articles like this from the Mary Sue coming out. And it's funny because Call of Groomers has been trending on Twitter off and on the last few days. It's fantastic. I love to see it. Call of Groomers boycott even more pathetic than Bud Light targets anti-LGBTQ backlash. Now, the funny thing is the Mary Sue is saying it's more pathetic, but the Bud Light and Target boycotts are actually very, very effective. And so, of course, they're going to have their spin on it, saying how this is just a bunch of bigots being hateful online and evil gamers and right-wingers, that kind of usual crap you see. What's nice to see is that Nickmercs has not deleted the tweet. He hasn't really updated too much about it, but June 9th, when was that? 2 days ago, he tweeted out, "Friends are created in good times, but families are built through adversity. Appreciate all of you that have my back, understand my position as a new father, and recognize the love I have for all. Ain't no hate in this heart. Peace and love," which is nice. I mean, I'm not a big Nickmercs guy. I'm not a big fan of any esports or like the big multi-million-dollar streamers. There's a few like Dr. Disrespect that are kind of funny to watch once in a while, but I don't follow any of them too closely. But what is great is that you see this Call of Groomer thing trending, and a lot of people just completely roasting Call of Duty in the process. It's fantastic to see. It's a really nice thing to actually see people respond in a very positive way when it comes down to taking a stand against things that actually matter. It's nice because I've been complaining for years about how it seems that no matter what game it is, whether it's intended for an adult audience or a much younger generation, there's a lot of this LGBTQ propaganda inserted into games, whether it's in the microtransactions or pride outfits or banners for your characters. It's just a lot of the same type of stuff. And so Dr. Disrespect had the best response on Friday, and if you haven't seen it, a user on Twitter, Nero News, shout out to them because they compiled it into about a 4-minute clip here we're going to watch. He had the best response on how to deal with this. And so we're going to watch it right now.
Announcement time, champs. You guys ready? Oh, man, I don't waste any time. Howdy!
Let me get the volume a little lower here. Doc tends to be kind of loud.
Let's go. All right, we're going to have to go full screen on this one. If you don't know the news, yesterday, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. That Call of Duty, Activision made the decision to pull Nickmercs' skin and bundle off the game for that.
Again, that I think is the thing that shocks most people. It's not even like, okay, it was like something really offensive or he had some personal stuff like domestic violence or something that came out. It was because of a very tame opinion, a very normie opinion that he had, not even anything like that extreme.
That's a fucking tough one, man. That's a tough one. For what again? So what I got to do?
And this right here, this is what I was hoping for. This is what I wanted to see.
What we got to do is uninstall the game. Number one. I mean, don't get a mistake, in this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest.
And again, that is the proper response. I've actually gone on, I've uninstalled it from my Steam store. I've played Warzone 2.0 a whopping 15 hours since it released. So for me, it's no big deal. I will happily live without Call of Duty. And I've never been a big Call of Duty guy. I've played a couple of them. A few of them were decently enjoyable, but in general, it's one of those franchises that's gotten worse and worse. It's just a microtransaction hellscape. And all it exists to do is to funnel propaganda in people's TVs and their computer screens and suck their, money dry one microtransaction at a time. So let me know what you guys think about all this. I am happy to see the backlash. I think this is fantastic. I want to see more of this as we keep slugging our way through Pride Month and all the wonderful crap that comes with it. So let me know what you think down below, and I will catch you on the next one.